Hello, everybody. Happy, good morning. Tuesday, December 6th, 2022. Um, it's still dawn. It's still a little bit dark. So I'm going to just very quickly do a very fast music of the night series. I work kind of long hours at Target. I love my job. Oh my gosh, I really do, because you like your job, or it's a good job when you're constantly hoping the clock will just stop moving. I'm constantly trying to beat the clock. The clock is moving too fast. And if that's a problem at work, then it's a good job. So I like this job. But I do get to my weekends, which are Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and I think I'm going to get a lot of stuff done. I was going to do a music of the night last night, but I fell asleep at like 4 or 5 o'clock and woke up at 10, and then fell asleep again and woke up at 6. I'm just catching up on my sleep. So I'm going to do this really fast. Today's karaoke is Finesse. It was a karaoke encore. I was trying to look up the guest host. Okay, anyway, I'm just trying to see if what's going on there at the Kelly Clarkson show, if it's still tobacco influence right now or pharmaceutical swamp influence, or what's going on. So, Boo, Kelly, baby girl, blink twice. Blink twice if you're in trouble. Like, seriously, it almost feels like you're being kept captive in your house. Like, and not in a good way. So anyway, seriously. So I wanted to say this because I always fear for her in a lot of ways as a protector. And right now, with the implosion of the swamps, there's going to be a lot of guys out there, not gay, a lot of gay men who were used to living a certain lifestyle with money coming in, and it's no longer coming in, and it's swamp money. And these are the most unstable, gay men. If you saw my other closeted gay men, or who are a particular type, very small minority of gay men, by the way, but they are what I call professional, like killers, and very angry, and so you have to watch out. I loved Herschel Walker. I just watched Jimmy Fallon, not Jimmy Kimmel. That guy's going down. That guy's not funny. He's at ABC and he's done. But Jimmy Fallon seemed to have with Finesse, he seemed to have a good monologue today. I don't know why it showed up on my YouTube, but he was talking about Herschel Walker. He doesn't want to be a vampire anymore. He wants to be a werewolf because they could kill vampires. And I think he's taken that from my thing. I say the gay Nazi assholes are like worse than vampires to stop. And there's a big election going on, and I'm glad Jimmy Kimmel showed that clip, because I think they're taking a page from my book. He says he wants to be a werewolf now and kill off the vampires, and there's all sorts of different ways werewolves can kill. He says, I didn't know this, but werewolves can kill vampires. So I think he's like, what a good message. And then Jimmy Fallon also said, today's Wordle is awoke. And I said, yeah, I got that. That was yesterday's Wordle. I do Wordles every day, except on my, if I could remember. It's a part of my routine. Why am I blabbering on? I'm just saying that I'm getting the feeling a lot of my stuff is getting out there in the culture finally, and I'm going to finish off my series. But in the meantime, there's still a fear of that my boo is under a lot of danger, because one of the ways when they're running out of money and they're imploding is they're trying to get money by killing people, especially the celebrities. So I just want to get this out real fast. Baby girl, if anybody at NBC or any of the gay Nazi assholes still there that are being cleared out, I get the feeling they're telling you that I am a danger to your life or something like that. Or somebody's telling you that. If they're telling you that, whoever told them that, if it's a non-gay dumbass moron, It was a gay guy who told them, somebody needs to find out who is sending out this message, because they are the ones who are the biggest threat to your life. Okay, you need to find them out, and I don't know how you can do all this, but be very careful, because they'll do something like, oh, there's threats on your life, or just a general threat on your life, or something like that. They'll make up this story, and the ones who are doing this, in other words, just watch out, because the ones who are doing this are the biggest threats to your life. So for instance, they'll say, oh, there's threats, so we're going to send a whole bunch of security guards around you here at work, or we're not going to let you come into work, and we're going to send security people to hole you up in your house. Okay, if they're sending security people, if there's anybody new around you who is also carrying a gun, then the chances are that's how you're going to get shot. Okay, do not let, if you can help it, any new people in your life, especially in the security business, because they'll send 4 new guys or 5 new guys, and 4 of them won't be gay. They'll be non-gay dumbass morons who who'll be chased like dogs, because dogs are very loyal and they'll believe whatever their owner tells them to do, and these non-gay dumbass morons will believe whatever a gay Nazi asshole tells them. So they'll chase them, they'll send them on all these, oh, she's been to jail, she's a felon, she's the threat. So they'll send them on me, or they'll threaten or something like that. In the meantime, the one gay guy who's the security guy with the gun is the one who's going to come in and actually murder you. And the way they do it is, I'm very happy to hear you have a whole bunch of people there, like your family and people you've known a long time, because in order to, they're going to try to say somebody close to you killed you and then killed themselves, when it's actually an assassin that's been sent. So do not let anybody into your house with a gun. Like, seriously, even if it's security. I mean, this is because that's how you're going to be killed. And then if it's not going to be from the outside, is what I'm saying. It's going to be from the inside, and it's going to be blamed on somebody close to you who's also going to be killed. But then they need to kill all the witnesses too. So I'm glad you have a lot of people around you, because the more people they have to kill, the more expensive it is. And why are they trying to kill you and not the kids? Because this is where they're going to get the money. They think they're going to get the money through child support on the kid, and this is butt fuck doing this. Or the people surrounding him. I mean, that guy has such a strong tobacco stench still over there at NBC. So this is how they all do it. All the gay Nazis, they find insurance scams, they find loopholes in wills. It has to do with killing somebody and then finding out where all that money goes. So be very careful. And what you're thinking is, okay, well, I'll just leave it in a trust, and only the kids can only get it when they're 25 or something like that. You could do an airtight trust, but the family court right now, they're under the impression that they have kind of an in with the family court, where the family court can suck all that money out through child support and give it to buttfuck as the kids go there. So anyway, if you think you could protect all this by some kind of will, it's not going to happen. At least they believe. I'm trying to keep you from being killed, but they still don't know that the family court is going to go down the drain. And in other words, there's a lot of swamp stuff going on, and they're panicked. And before, like, they're right now, they're trying to rob these companies blind. All the ones that I say are going bankrupt. Like, this guy comes in at Disney and he thinks he's going to save the company, when I think he's going to, like, maybe he's there to prevent the robbing of the company while a certain part of it is going bankrupt, or something like that. Or he could be a part of it. I think he's part of the defense contractor swamp, and it's like, oh, I'll show you how to get money. Get it from the defense contractor swamp. But this defense contractor swamp is now imploding as well. So Disney is going down the tube. Don't worry about that. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. And what we have to do is try to get you out the other side in one piece, PEACE and PEICE. And anyway, the bottom line is this. Don't let any security people in your house who are new to you and who you're allowing to carry a gun. Do not. Whatever it takes, especially if it's sent by NBC, okay? Because that's going to be the highest risk of you being. It's not anybody from the outside. And if they're going to say it's somebody from the outside, and then it's actually going to be that guy, and they're going to say somebody else. Like they're going to say somebody from the outside came in, or they're going to say somebody from the inside killed you, and that's the guy who's going to actually kill you and then kill any witness around. Because as long as they have control over the media, they have control over whatever story. That's how all the murders, like, they think. But now they're losing control over the media and over all these little narratives that they give after the shooting. So it's becoming weaker and weaker. They can't do it on these murders. The other murder is a remote control in your car where you drive into a tree. They're going to say you're too tired. But whatever it is, just be careful. There's all sorts of gay Nazi. I mean, they've been doing it since the gay mutation showed up. They've been murdering people and blaming it on other people. They're just murder experts. They're assassins. They're murderers. They're very good at killing people. You know what cracked me up the most? And then you say, and then even if it is like an outside shooter or something, they'll say they killed him. Oh, that's the other thing is, there'll be a designated murderer there, and then they'll say, oh, he died on the scene or something like that. And a lot of times, if it's shown and a witness did see them, like they thought they saw them die or whatever it is, or, oh God, how do I do this? If you saw the movie Night and Day, I just recently watched that. There were two things in that movie that really stuck out to me. And that was the guy who was the undercover CIA guy. First of all, it's always CIA that goes rogue. I don't get that. Like, I don't get why it's always the head of the CIA that's the bad guy. And yet, in real life, we have a hard time believing that. Now I don't, because it's Gina Haspel. I think she's great. But now it's probably the head of the FBI. But the head of these agencies is always the corrupt one. And yet we have a hard time believing that, I guess. But all the movies have it that way. You know, it's like you give the impression that there's like, and that's what happened to the, like when the, anyway, I'm just rambling because I'm trying to get to a point. I'm trying to get to a message to send to you, baby girl. And one of the things in that movie was the good guy played by Tom Cruise, that the big who was being chased out by his own people over there at the CIA. His backstory was they told his family he had died in the war, and then he went undercover. And it's the same for these shooters recently. Like they'll shoot and then they'll say even the ones who are still alive who are quote unquote in jail, they're not in jail. They're in the CIA. They're going overseas. They're just, I don't know. I mean, they're not in jail. The ones who do the real assassins. So this is how you get away with, or they say they died in the shootout and they are the person who killed the other person and they died. Like the guy, in Vegas? Oh, he shot himself. No, he didn't. He's in the CIA. He's overseas, or the FBI now. CIA, I think, is becoming less swampy because Gina Haspel's there. But, yeah. So, the Las Vegas murders. The guy shot himself. No, he didn't. He was there on purpose, paid for by the tobacco swamp, and then got shipped off into the FBI undercover. Okay, so that's what I'm saying about these killings. And so this is several ways that you could be killed by shooting. Okay? And I'm glad, and maybe if you were seriously sick with COVID, the way my brother was, they do have certain strains of COVID that are like really can get you sick and almost kill you, but they still can't get a COVID strain that actually, I can't say the word or this will be deleted. So if you were, okay, let's not go there, but there are ways. Okay. So anyway, I'm thinking you're holed up in your house. Don't let any security guys in who are carrying guns that you don't know, that are new to you. Okay. It's good that you have your family, a lot of people around. And then, so here's the final. Oh, the other thing from Night and Day, the movie, that was very interesting, was that his family kept winning the sweepstakes in the lottery. Remember that? In other words, it was a hint that the lotteries were rigged. And it was hilarious. They said, yeah, we won 5 sweepstakes. It was him doing it. It was him making them win the sweepstakes under, they thought he's dead, but he had them keep winning the sweepstakes, and they had them keep winning things. It showed how rigged all these things are, right? Anyway, I thought that was hilarious from that movie. It was very insightful. Tom Cruise, that was a great movie. I loved that. It was hilarious. I laughed the whole way through. Cameron Diaz, who comes from Long Beach. Woo, woo, woo. Go Long Beach. Long Beach Poly High. We played them a lot in sports. There was only 5 high schools in Long Beach, and Compton was part of our league. Compton and five Long Beach high schools. That was our sports leagues. So anyway, this is the bottom line, baby girl. I'm going to read this after that. It was a comment I left because I'm really going on the attack against the tobacco swamp at NBC right now, and I'm going to explain a little bit of history behind this, including brand fuck, butt fuck. Sorry, I just have to use those names. That's it. And it's a comment that was left up, which means it's okay for me to say these things in this video. I'm going to read the whole comment. But this is what you do. Any stars in Hollywood, you guys have afraid that people are going to kill you. Gay people around you are going to kill you for your money, which they are, and they have been over the last 2 years as they're imploding through some kind of, there's some kind of loophole or something in your will with all that money or something's going on. Okay, call Donald Trump and Jared Kushner and ask them. Like, in other words, dump your money. Get rid of most of your money. That's the only way. I mean, if you want to really be safe, get rid of your money. And call Donald Trump personally. And don't give the money to wherever they say. Give it to him personally, but not to, like, the Republican Party. Or give it to... So I think Elon Musk called him up and said, what do I do? And he said, buy Twitter. Use your money to buy Twitter. I mean, just ask Trump... First of all, ask him if his goal is to take down the 16th Amendment. Okay, I don't know for sure. I'm just guessing because that's what it looks like. And today he's attacking the Constitution, which is good. The Constitution as the amendments are set up, and they're like misconstruing it as saying he wants to take down the whole Constitution. No, he doesn't. He wants to take down the Constitution with all the. He wants to take down the amendments to the Constitution, or maybe he's saying that, but he's on the right track. He's getting people talking about the Constitution. So call him up if you have a lot of money. If you don't bother. They don't care. And don't go by somebody who's close to him or whatever. You need to talk to him directly. If you're a star in Hollywood with a lot of money, afraid of your life, which you should be. Everybody in Hollywood with a lot of money, because everybody is connected. And everybody in the news business, you're connected in some way to some gay Nazi asshole murderer. Okay, you're just one or two. You're very close to them. You're very close in a way that you don't even realize. Even the good gay guys around you are. There are good gay guys, but seriously, their connections, just be very careful. Okay, like every hairstylist, like your hairstylist, and everybody has a hairstylist. So you're very close, and you're very close to being murdered. Okay, so get rid of your money, or say you got rid of your money. Okay, but they'll know whether you did or not, probably. They know. So get rid of a lot of your money and ask Trump what is the best way to do it to get to the other side, and what is the best way to do it to make his life easier in getting us to the other side in one piece. And do it. Put your money to whatever. Give it to him. Give it to whatever charity he says. Give it to whatever cause he says. Give it away. And leave some for your kids or whatever. And then do a tight will. Or do it the tight will too. But go, and I don't know how to do a tight will because these guys control the freaking justice system right now. And I'm going to go through the next series of swamp tutorials. The next series of Music of the Night tutorials are stuff I've written in the past for how to change the system to make it less swampy. But for now, while they're running the court system, your money is not safe. It's like going to somebody in Nazi Germany and you're trying to protect your money from Hitler without leaving the country. Like, leave the country then. But it's worse everywhere else right now. And going to somebody and saying, how do I protect my money from Hitler? Well, just get rid of your money now, and then you don't have that much. I mean, get rid of most of it. And at the same time, you're helping the cause. So that's the only solution, I would say. And call Trump directly to do that. Okay? So in the meantime, baby girl, while you're doing that, don't let anybody into your house who has a gun, period. Or security people, I mean. Like people that you've known, fine. But no security people new with a gun, because that's the biggest chance of you or your family members being murdered, is that. Don't let them in. Seriously. Especially if they're telling you the reason they're there is to protect, is again, like I did this already. I went to jail for 3 months and over this, where that's what they do, the gay people. I'm a big threat to them, but then they turn it on me and say I'm a threat and I'm doing blah, blah, blah. And that's this gay judge said, she threatened me, blah, 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 blah. And it was a big joke of a trial. She tried to send me up the river for 5 years. And she got on the witness stand, and it was just a disaster. She's a lying piece of garbage, and the jury knew it. Okay, so she's up there anyway. I wish I could get the transcripts to that trial, because I was sitting there ready to go to jail for 5 years over this garbage, lies and everything from this judge who's lying on the witness stand, lying everywhere, who had sent me to jail 3 times prior to that, or twice prior to that. She actually signed the arrest warrants against me, and the jury just couldn't believe this person was still a judge at the time, taking my kids away from me, lying, all this stuff. And the whole time I'm on the witness stand, I'm talking about protecting Britney Spears. I didn't even care about myself that much. I did, but I was like, this is what I'm doing. And this judge is, I just said, this is my life's passion, and whatever, if it takes me going to jail for it, that's fine. So it was amazing. This was in 2008, January 2008. January 8th, I think, was when it started. And during trial, January 11th, because I had my birthday in jail, January 11th, 2008. And then, so anyway, go get the transcripts. It's San Francisco, county trial, criminal trial, and I don't know the numbers and all that. Go get the transcript for that. It's expensive. I'm not going to get it. But anyway. So here I'm going to read the karaoke, because I think my boo's in trouble, and this is the only way I know how to do it, is to just not have finesse. I don't have finesse, baby girl. It's the last thing I have is finesse. That was today's karaoke. In my efforts to connect the recent karaokes to the tobacco swamp, Seven Nation Army was really easy, since that song is a direct cigarette ad mentioning the word cigarette. The fact that the USC marching band was brought in by the gay Nazi tobacco swamp asshole handler of Casey at the time, Brandfuck Buttfuck. So this is Brandon Blackstock, and I was going to say Brandfuck Fuckstock, because that sounds a lot, that's got a ring to it. Brandfuck Fuckstock. But her kids have the same name as him, so I don't want to tease the last name. So it's just Brandfuck Buttfuck. It doesn't roll off the tongue as well, but you got to make up the right name, and it's got to be truthful, and this is a truthful name because he's just an asshole and a buttfuck. At the time, Brandfuck Buttfuck tells me college girls were specifically targeted by this cigarette ad, which is the gay Nazi wet dream target group for Altria, the makers of Marlboro. Post Malone and Lady Gaga, these were other karaokes that were recent. Covers were less obvious, but these are two artists, one of whom is a closeted gay man and the other is a big promoter of gay men, which is a good thing, are very big tobacco swamp champions. So those covers are examples of indirect tobacco ads supporting the tobacco artists. This is a comment left on the karaoke for, I think it was Lizzo. I was trying to connect Juice by Lizzo to some kind of, or even Lizzo to some kind of tobacco swamp stuff, and it was more indirect, so. Okay. So, they are very big tobacco swamp champions. And those covers are examples of indirect tobacco ads supporting the tobacco artists. This is probably because the last time Kelly actually sang the word cigarette while singing on the Kelly Clarkson Show was in September of 2020 when she redid her duet cover of Foolish Games with Jewel. But that wasn't a karaoke, or otherwise you better believe that would have been a karaoke encore over the last week. Kelly thankfully doesn't do direct cigarette ads in her songs on the show, nor in the karaokes anymore, which she and Jason Halbert and the Kelly Clarkson Show paid heavily for when Kelly and Jason refused to add the word cigarette to her cover of Ironic last June. And as a result, Jason was denied the Daytime Emmy Award for musical direction by the tobacco gay Nazi assholes who run all award shows in Hollywood. Despite Jason and that's a misspelling. Despite Jason and the Kelly Clarkson Show being the obvious winners by about 5 million miles. Go check it out. The people who won didn't even do any music composition and hailed from the biggest gay tobacco Nazi asshole swamp company in history called Netflix, which is now going out of business. So there you go. Assholes. Okay, by the way, the first time Kelly ever sang the word cigarette into a microphone other than during concerts was when she released this duet version of Foolish Games with Jewel back in early 2013, of course at the behest of Brandfuck Buttfuck. It was an omen of what was to come, which was the iconic cigarette ad, Baby It's Cold Outside, that funded Kelly's entire Wrapped in Marlboro Red Christmas album later that same year, as once again championed by her now husband by that time, Brandfuck Buttfuck. Gay Nazi tobacco swamp assholes at Target teamed up with gay Nazi tobacco swamp assholes at, guess where, NBC, to sponsor an entire Christmas special to be aired on December 13th, 2013, targeting little girls, in which Kelly and Brandfuck Buttfuck's major Marlboro seller at the time, Blake Shelton, you got to Google Blake Shelton and Marlboro, were slated to sing the cigarette ad Baby It's Cold Outside together on national TV to millions of little girls. The commercials for it were targeting little girls, the ads for this special, and I knew this at the time. I threatened to sue the world if that happened on Twitter. I did this on Twitter because I was second month. I was in law school for 2 months at the time, and I was ready to sue the world. I threatened to sue the world if that happened on Twitter, including Target, NBC, the production company behind Kelly's cautionary Christmas tale called Done and Dusted. I threatened to sue Kelly Clarkson, Blake Shelton, Starfuck Entertainment, which is Starstruck Entertainment, and I think I named a few others, and not sure about all the others, but Kelly, and I think Target, at least took my advice to heart, as she was doing before Brandfuck Buttfuck completely took control of her, and refused to do the cigarette ad. Good for them, but Kelly and the good people at Target both paid pretty heavily for it, as usual. And 1 week to the day of the airing of the show, which was, December 13th? I thought it was December 11th. Not even 1 week, 5 days. December 18, 2013. No, it was December 11th. Oh my God. So I redid, it was December 11th, 2013. I remember it says it was the 11th. Okay, and that's a big day for me, is 11. I have to go back and redo that. It was December 11th, 2013. 1 week to the day was December 18th, after Kelly's special aired without the cigarette ad. The gay Nazi tobacco swamp assholes at Target exposed the Target breach scam, which they ran. They ran it themselves, and they made money off of Target, both coming and going. This is a typical gay Nazi scam. They'll run the scam, make money, and then when it all blows up, they'll be the whistleblowers who make money from the lawyers who then sue, and then they make more money. They make money in the lawsuits coming afterwards. It's coming and going. They're going to do the same thing. Money off Target, both coming and going, as they will do once again when the Target radio tobacco ads scam is exposed by the people who are running it, and they're still running it. They're still playing tobacco ads twice a day at least at Target, whom will also be the biggest winners of all the lawsuits. Okay. After all this, I am having a bit more trouble connecting today's Lizzo karaoke from early 2019 to the tobacco swamp, except to say that Lizzo was scheduled to promote a big Miley Cyrus tobacco ad at the time called Nothing Breaks Like a Heart in a month or so later in early January 2020 during a BBC special. So if you go look up Lizzo and cigarette, you'll find that she covered Nothing Breaks Like a Heart, and she sang the word cigarette into a microphone in early January 2020. I think money ran out, so the big cigarette promotions Lizzo was slated to do with black women kind of fizzled because the pharmaceutical swamp problems were taking precedent by January 2020. So, okay. So I think Lizzo was, brand fuck, butt fuck, got his orders from the tobacco swamp, which gave him all his money most of his life. I'm going to talk about that. By the way, he was gay early on, and at 14, he complained about his stepmom having a baby with his real dad, and that's all he had to do. And some gay people around him murdered her entire band in a plane crash in San Diego. So he didn't do it. Maybe he knew about it, but that's how gay people, that they just murder people in favor of him. They said, "Oh, I feel sorry for you," so they murdered her whole band in a plane crash. That's butt fucks connections, okay, and those are his connections. Now, brand fuck, butt fuck, maybe he himself isn't a bad guy. I don't know. He just seems kind of stupid to me. He seems like a non-gay dumbass moron at the same time as being a gay guy. So but his connections, and that's just as bad. And he knows. I mean, he's just lazy, is what he is. He's just lazy. He doesn't work. So he just does whatever the tobacco swamp tells him to do, and that's all they needed from him. So anyway, so that's brand fuck, butt fuck. So the pharmaceutical swamp, okay. Another connection between the recent karaoke's and the tobacco swamp is that all the recent karaoke cigarette ads are supposedly being picked by Indian, not American Indian, not Native American, but by Indian from India, by Indian guest hosts. And the highest powered tobacco swamp politician at the moment is Kamala Harris, who is half Indian. I'd say there is a recent push to advertise cigarettes to Indian girls now the way the tobacco swamp was pushing cigarettes to Chinese and Korean girls last year. Assholes. So now I'm going to go prep for Music of the Night Media Swamp Stock Tutorial Part 5, which discusses why Comcast stock has now broken down below all support lines and is heading for bankruptcy or hostile takeover sometime in 2023. I think you can see why I am saying this, despite valiant efforts by NBC to finally dump all the pharmaceutical swamp mandates for audience members a year too late. It's because Comcast and NBC still hasn't rid the company of all the gay Nazi swamp assholes, as I directed them to do over a year ago. Too little, too late. Bye, Felicia. Can't say I didn't try. Flush. I mean, they're gone. Disney's gone. Everybody is Paramount. I think they're all heading for bankruptcy. All these guys. All the media people, because they had so many swamps, and they're jumping from swamp to swamp. They're jumping from tobacco to pharmaceutical back to tobacco. Disney's jumping from, what were they doing? They're doing defense contractor to tobacco and to pharmaceutical. They have 3 swamps. So bye Felicia. I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't know how they're going to restructure, how they're going to spin off, but they're going down the toilet starting now. All right. So and as a result, at NBC, you have a lot of gay Nazi swamp assholes all over the place. And they're worse than vampires to stop. And they will come and they will start killing people any way they could find to get money. Now, if you're in a life or death situation, and you think there's a small chance of hope that you can get money from some other, you're going to do it. And killing Kelly is one way to do it without killing her kids. They're not going to kill her kids, but they will kill her family and her if they're there. But not if I expose it, not if I say what they're trying to do, and not if you do not allow anybody. Do not allow anybody with a fucking gun anywhere on your property, baby girl. Especially a security person that you don't know, okay? That's new to you. Sent over to you by NBC, quote unquote, because they fear for your life. You can have it. Maybe you can have a gun. Maybe not. Like, if you have anybody carrying a gun in your house, it's, especially if they came in and say, okay, we're going to get rid of all the guns and we're the only ones allowed. This is what the Nazis do on a national level. We have to get rid of the guns and only us can carry them. If your security came into your place, new security sent over to you by NBC, and this is what they said. Number one, we're going to keep you from dangerous fans. They're going to call me a fan. Dangerous fans like this felon this felon, Nicole Young, or whatever it is. Do not trust them. Do not let them step foot in your house. Okay? Because they are, okay, that's good. These are the people who are planning your murder. I don't know how else to say it. Okay? And also do not trust them if the first thing they said was, okay, we're going to get rid of all the guns in the house and we are the only people who could carry guns. All right? That's like number 2. Do not trust them. Get them the fuck away. Go back to even before, okay, while you were at Starfuck Entertainment, you probably had security by then. But go back to before Starfuck and try to dig in your brain some people that you trusted in your security. Call them up and you do need more security, and the biggest security is just having your family around. Okay? Family and friends, people you've known a long time, as much as possible. Because that just means it just makes it way more expensive to pull this shit off. And the more people they have to kill, the more expensive. And then get rid of your money, or tell them you got rid of your money. Just tell them you donated half your fortune, and then get a tight will that's not going to protect you. Any kind of legal stuff. If you think you could protect yourself legally right now, first of all, they don't believe it. They think that they still have the family court swamp in their pocket, and they do to a certain extent, but not over the long haul. They're not going to be able to get that money from you, from killing you, I don't think. Okay? But they think that they can, and that's the point I'm making. All right, that's it. Everything's going to be okay, everybody. I just got to post this right away because I need to get this message to you. You got to blink twice. Blink twice next time you're on TV if you're in trouble. But not seeing you up, and I still have to see if there's audience. Like you don't even have. You're not even having tickets for audience. Let's do this real fast. oneiota.com. All right. Am I logged in? Tickets. I'm going to go see, first of all, if Jimmy Kimmel is still requiring. They're still requiring people to be fully vaccinated. Yeah, Disney's going down the swamp. And then the other thing is, do you even have audience? Okay, so Kelly Clarkson virtual audience. I don't know what's going on. Why you don't even, is it me? Why are you not for 2 weeks now and not having tickets for live audiences? This was good news. And I liked Jimmy Kimmel's, I think Jimmy Kimmel and, not Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Kimmel's going down the drain. What an asshole. And Seth Meyers from NBC. But the Amber Ruffin show is not requiring. Seth Meyers is gay and probably swamp and going down. But Amber Ruffin, they're no longer requiring any requirements for mandates. But this is what I don't understand, and this is what's worrying me. Why are there no tickets for your live audience available at 1 Iota? There's not even listed. Only virtual audience. And this is what I'm getting the feeling you're bucking the system. You're saying, I'm not doing the show until you stop the mandates. And as a result, they said, okay, then you're fired for now, or we're going to put you on, they're giving you a timeout, and you have to say it's COVID. And now they've got you holed up in your house because you're trusting some people who are sending you extra security, or something's going on. I don't trust it. I don't trust it at all. Okay? So that's why I'm posting this right away, and it's not even the nighttime. Bye. I'm going to go because the street sweeper, no, I still have a half an hour. So anyway, all right. That's it. We're done. I'm going to do music of the night tonight. So I've decided to cover the lawsuit first because that's the last thing I write is usually the best summary of everything. And the last lawsuit I wrote and filed was a really good summary of everything. And in that lawsuit, I cited both Epic 1 and Epic 2. So I'm going to read the lawsuit that I filed, and then I'm going to read after that the next night, or maybe in the same night, I'm going to read Epic 1, part of it. It's way too long, like the last 11 pages of Epic 1. And then after that, I'm going to read Epic 2, which will probably get me canceled from YouTube. And then in the meantime, I'm going to try to get on Twitter. And dear Elon, I have a message for you. Doing great. even though you're from the defense contractor swamp, which is now tanking, so it remains to be seen if you're just another gay Nazi second-tier propagandist, meaning you're fighting off all these other swamps very nicely, the pharmaceutical swamp and the tobacco swamp, very nicely, but who knows when it comes time to fighting off the defense contractor swamp. Nobody in business right now who became a titan and made money is a real business person, most of them, because you're not a real business person if most of your money came from the government. You're just a puppet. You're not a titan. You didn't make your money off capitalism. You made your money off of socialism, and that's not a real businessman. So, and they did it. A lot of them. Oh well, they made this product and that product. No, indirectly, you got your money from the pharmaceutical swamp. Except the ones that I did the whole tutorial and I showed all the companies that didn't have quite. They had half swamp stuff. So, but the full swamp companies, you're not a business person. So anyway, we'll see. All right, bye everybody. Oh, one more thing. Elon, I'm trying, when you get people back up and when you get on Twitter, you need to do a much better search. My entire life and my entire journal is at Twitter. And there are some things at Twitter that I don't even think I have in my files anymore. Like, so when you get me and anybody else back on Twitter, you need to get it all up. All three, H_Nicole_Young, up in its entirety. And then after that was H Nicole Young, one word, and then H Nicole Young 3, and then H Nicole Young 11. I had a few others in there that I took down myself after when I was trying to get a job at, Walmart in Gulf Shores, Alabama, which is near Pensacola. I loved it. I loved my 3 months there, by the way. But so those 4 accounts, all the accounts that I did not take down myself, need to be put up in their entirety. Then you need to have a better search engine on Twitter, because I'm trying to search stuff like I said this back then, and I know the keywords that, and then nothing's coming up beyond like maybe 2 years, maybe it only goes back a year. But you need to get a search engine for Twitter, like if I want to search something in my account, so I could pull up tweets I sent 10 years ago easily. Okay. So these are things, Elon, you need to do, because, I mean, seriously, if you want the truth out there and you want to use Twitter to spread truth, you need to let people be able to search my Twitter, for instance. It's going to be a big thing. It's going to be key, because there's some things I think I put on Twitter that I trusted would be up there. Even if I was suspended, they keep copies of all this stuff. Anyway, you need to put all that stuff up. Bye, Elon. Godspeed. Man, I hope you're a good guy. All right, so tonight we're done. I'm gonna go take a shower. A lot of stuff comes out in the shower, so I'll figure out. I think I'm okay though. Everything's gonna be okay. I don't think it could be a music of the night unless it's an hour long, and I believe this is almost an hour long now. I'm not sure, so maybe I should just keep talking until it's absolutely an hour long. I thought it was going to be literally 10 minutes. Anyway, so I'm reading. So this could also be Nicole reads her YouTube comments, but when I do that, I don't say other things. So this is going to be Music of the Night, part 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe there'll be 11 parts to it, to Music of the Night series, because 11 is my lucky number. It looks like we're heading that way. So part 6, I'm going to post this, and Godspeed. So everything's going to be okay, everybody. I'm not saying this guy is directly involved in a swamp. I think his show, but if I go look at his show, I'm pretty sure there's going to be smoking or Xanax in it. I mean, and the new host, every host that comes up that isn't Kelly Clarkson, I'm going to look up what they do, and there's going to be some smoking or Xanax involved. I'm sure of it. I haven't done it yet, but I'm sure of it. Okay. Everything's going to be okay, everybody. Wait. Everything's going to be okay. I'm just... Disney stock. Oh, I think Disney might be below... What do they have to take down? 85.98. They already busted through all sorts of stuff. Okay. Everything's going to be okay. Hang in there. living my best life for sure. It's just getting better and better. And what was I going to say? I want to make this an hour long. So Jimmy Fallon, I just like, please try to save this guy. Try to get the game. I want to protect him too, because Kelly, he's really like, Kelly really connected with him on a level that told me that there's a lot of good there, and he's being pressured to do a lot of swamp stuff that he doesn't want to do. So today, for some reason, his monologue came up, and he also talked about Wordle, which cracks me up because I'm pretty sure people at Wordle, hey Wordle, I mean, if you're sending me messages or you're following me, I think it's fantastic when you say like woken. I love it. I'm doing Wordle every day, and when you say woken, I'm saying yay, there's somebody there, because for a while it felt like there were pro Nicole people there. And then they went away for a while, like they were fired or something. And now they're back, and I do the Wordle every day, and it feels like they're giving me really positive messages. Like, we're woken now. I loved when I saw woken. I love every one of them. And today was amber. And the first word that came to mind, I thought it was the Star Spangled Banner. First word, amber. Amber waves of grain. But that's in America the Beautiful. Anyway, I got your message today. I usually forget to do Wordle when I'm on my weekend. I usually try to do it every day, but it's because it's a part of my routine at work. First break, no, lunch. This is my lunch routine. Every day at work, I do the Wordle on my lunch break. So that's why I don't forget it. But when I'm on my weekend, I don't have it. It's not a part of my routine. So I just remembered it today and did it. And I think maybe they don't like it. Nobody's watching this, by the way, or whatever, but it's amber, and I get the message, and I like it. You might be fired for me saying this, that you're getting positive messages to me, but I'm thinking that's a good suggestion. See, I get this. This is what I got out of that. You put amber, you knew immediately I would be thinking, God bless America, and I appreciate that. I feel very patriotic. I feel like Trump for the real America and the real U.S. But I might do the Star Spangled Banner on my next Nicoleoke. That's a good suggestion. To me, when the people at Wordle over there, New York Times, very swampy. I was calling it the tobacco swamp rag 10 years ago, 12 years ago. It was a tobacco swamp rag, and they still are. And now they're tobacco and farmers. They're everything. They're just a swamp rag, and they're going to go down too. But there are some good people, mostly good people at these places. And when they wrote that, immediately I thought, oh, as soon as I read amber, this is what I thought. And I think they know I thought this. I think the message is, you should do the Star Spangled Banner or America Beautiful for a Nicoleoke, and I will do it. I might do the Star Spangled Banner. America the Beautiful mentions God and stuff, I think. I'm not sure. I mean, it's okay. And I like the amber waves, and it just reminds me of just trucking across the country. There isn't a state I didn't fall in love with. There isn't an area, a city, a rural. I just love the entire country, and it breaks my heart to not be on the road. At the same time, when I'm on the road, it breaks my heart to not be in one place with family or with whatever. So I feel home here, but then I miss the road, but I don't think I'll go out on the road. But I love every inch of this country, every state, and I've been to all 50. I've been to Alaska, and I've been to Hawaii. Did I tell you my trip? I'll tell you my trip to Hyder, Alaska. I was trying to drive to Alaska, and I did. It was just Hyder, and I was surrounded by mountains, and I was reading the map and thought, oh, I can get drive to Fairbanks, because these mountains are only 3,000 feet high. But the maps I were looking at were Canadian maps in metric. So 3,000 meters is not 3,000 feet. They were like 9,000 feet or, up high. So when I get to Hyder, Alaska, I'm surrounded by these huge snow-capped peaks. And I said, well, I just bought this Jeep, and it's not even a four-wheel drive either. And I said, nope, that ain't happening. But that's how I drove to Alaska. I actually drove to Hyder, Alaska. Look it up on a map. It's a post office and a general store and a dirt road. Like, it ends. British Columbia is all paved and whatever right there. and then you cross the border. There isn't even a border check. When I was there, it just went from paved road to dirt road, a post office where I sent my friend a postcard just to prove I was in Hyder, Alaska. My friend at the time, her name was Eleanor Butts, and she was 85 at the time. Told you I had old friends. Anyway, so did I reach an hour? I think I started at 6:45, 7:45. I know I absolutely have to go by 8 because the street sweeper comes by around, well, it comes by around 9, but you can get a ticket starting from 8 to 10 where I am. I'm parked right outside the Starbucks. All right, I think that's it. So that's my, so anyway, I love this whole country. I got the message, dear Wordle people. And now that I said that, they might get canned again, or they might not be sending me messages again. But I think every day I'm getting a positive message from Wordle people. It's great. And I love today's Amber, and that is a good idea. I might do America the Beautiful, and I might do the Star Spangled Banner this Wednesday, okay? Just in your honor. It was a good suggestion. Amber. Or maybe you were talking about Amber Heard? Is that a name? Oh, you want me to look up what's going on with Amber Heard? I didn't watch any of that stuff. Oh, Amber. Okay. Oh, no, isn't that funny? I'm sitting here. That's the first thing I thought of when I hit Amber was the America the Beautiful. But okay, I don't want to look into that. Johnny Depp, Amber Heard. What the hell? Okay, that would be more like it. You want me to look into that? Amber Heard, Ass Appeals Court. Oh my God. Oh God, Jesus! I never looked into that, but once I do look into stuff, it's so easy to find out what you guys want to know what the truth is behind all this stuff. Shit, I don't want to do that. Come on. You know what? It's just like, just pay me if you want me to look into this. Pay me, but whatever I do, I have to make it public. Though you could pay me, but I'm not giving you my product. My product goes on Twitter or on YouTube or wherever. Okay. But pay me, and I'll do that instead of all this other stuff. I like my number. I like my other thing. Maybe you guys didn't mean for me to sing the Star Spangled Banner, but that's what I'm getting out of it. My subconscious. So I'll do the Star Spangled Banner this Wednesday. Okay, we'll see. Maybe, but I'll look into this. Okay, and the other thing is, I took note. I will look into this, but I have a lot to do. I'll look into this later, like after I promised, like I'll look into this, the whole thing, after I do what I promised my boo, which was the constitutional challenge to child support. So after I finish that, I'll look into the Amber Heard thing, unless you pay me, then I'll do it first. I could look into it on one weekend and tell you what's going on there with the swamps and who's telling the truth. But I'll tell you, what was it, defamation? Defamation lawsuits definitely need to change, and it's in all my filings how it needs to change. Like, for instance, did you know that the only places you could really lie all you want with impunity, you could lie with impunity in the two places where you shouldn't be lying, and the two places that you could lie with impunity, you could lie all you want without getting a defamation lawsuit against you, is on the floors of Congress when you're trying to argue facts. Now, isn't that convenient? And the other place you could lie all you want is when you're filing a lawsuit. You could lie all the hell you want in a lawsuit and not get you're not supposed to, and they'll say, oh, it's unethical, but you can't be sued for defamation if you lie in a lawsuit filing. Can you believe that? The one place where facts and the truth are of utmost importance. Now, who do you think created our system this way if it's not a fucking lying gay Nazi piece of shit politician way back when, with the same people who did the 16th Amendment? Okay, so the defamation, definitely. And then the other thing that's happened since then is New York Times versus Sullivan. Oh, New York Times. You guys are at the New York Times. Okay, so New York Times versus Sullivan was fantastic in that the court was saying there's different levels, like you could lie against, it's mostly to protect the little guy like me who is trying to tell the truth, from being sued for defamation by big guys that I'm attacking. In other words, when you say speak truth to power, New York Times versus Sullivan was supposed to protect the little guy who's speaking truth to power. But what happened since then in the court system is they've made it protection of the big guy picking on the little guy. So all the news corporations can say whatever the frig they want about me or about relatively little guy. Now, if you guys think Trump's a little guy, okay, so here's another thing. Let's just do this. I got 10 minutes. I had a dream last night, and I never remember my dreams, but I was at the last minute, and Kelly was in the audience. Isn't that funny? So she's still my muse, subconsciously, because I was sweating, because the person I was trying to impress was her in the audience. And for some reason, I was put on the stage. It's not for some reason. I don't want to get into it. But at the last minute, the head of a cooking guy with the head of a company who has food wanted me to do a cooking show, and it had to be funny. And I had like 5 minutes to prepare something for this audience. Like, what are you talking about? I thought I was going to talk to you. Anyway, all of a sudden, I'm on the stage. Kelly's in the audience with a friend. I don't know who that is. Probably Trisha. She's always there. And I'm supposed to do something funny. All the cameras are all of a sudden on me. His son, these two guys were there, and they were in the background, and I wanted them in the background because they were trying to do stuff, so I was placing them and whatever. It was all on the fly, and I had to be funny. And I woke up, but I knew I could be funny if I had just a little more time. But my next gig might be stand-up comedian, because I could definitely do that. But they're not funny right now. The reason nobody is funny is because the number one rule of comedy is don't pick on the little guy. Don't pick on somebody less powerful than you. So all these comedians are picking on Trump, thinking he's the powerful one. He's not. You think Trump is more powerful than the fake news media? It's not funny. It's not funny. Oh, let's laugh at the one guy trying to end slavery in China. Let's laugh at the one guy trying to end the current I can't say the word. The current H word that rhymes with cost of living, with costs. Okay? He's trying to end all this stuff, and let's pick on him and make a laugh and promote the Nazis who are paying our paychecks. And that's going to be really funny. It's not funny, you guys. The least funny guy of all is like Jimmy Kimmel. When I looked at him, I thought, oh, good Lord, you guys are going down the drain so fast. He's working so hard for the swamp right now. He is working so freaking hard. And they have all these he's got all the fake numbers. Oh, he's number one, or he's number whatever. Or who's the number one guy? Is the biggest pharmaceutical swamp of all at Paramount, whatever his name is. Gay guy. Colbert, whoever that is. Biggest swamp of all. Fakest numbers of all. They're all coming down. Because those are all fake numbers. They're not funny. You guys are not funny. You fucking assholes is what you are. Okay? So I hope Jimmy Fallon makes it, because he appears to be trying, and I think he's truly funny, and he's doing it with finesse. And I hope he's Kelly's friend. So, God, I hope you guys can get out the other side in one piece. But you're not funny. Any comedians out there? Any aspiring comedians? Because all the comedians are gone. Like Wanda Sykes started out funny. She said something like, whenever I watch Trump on TV, he breaks my face. And I just laughed to tears on that one. That is funny, because he breaks my face. But then she went on and started attacking him from the media swamp. She's media swamp. You're more powerful. Dear Wanda Sykes, you used to be more powerful than Trump. Why are you picking on him? And you say, oh, he's powerful. He's not. He's not. He's going up against the media conglomerates. He's not more powerful. He is when it comes to the people loving him, but not money-wise and not power-wise. So, and there's a way to pick on Trump and laugh at him without picking on him the way you are. So, and they know it. You guys freaking know it. Okay? You're not funny because you're breaking the number one rule of comedy, which is don't pick on the little guy. And don't pick on the guy who's representing the little guy. And don't especially pick on the little guys who are supporting this guy, Trump. Like deplorables. Really, really. Oh, that was so funny. A gay Nazi swamp asshole told her to say that because he didn't want her to win. The gays, they're more misogynistic than they are anything else. They're more misogynistic. That's why if there was a guy maybe like swamp guy Obama. But a woman, they just couldn't take it in the end. They just didn't have the passion to make Trump win, to make her win on that one, because she's a woman. No matter how much they were being paid to do this. Anyway, she was undermined, especially the deplorables. Some gay Nazi swamp asshole told her to say that because he knew that would have the effect. He knew what comedy was. Anyway, she's not, they don't, maybe. So anyway, stop picking in that way. Say he breaks my face. You say, laugh at your reaction to him and laugh at stuff like that. But don't, your stuff is not funny. Okay, when only half the audience kind of thinks it's funny, but it's not. They think it's funny because they have their own fears that their own little worlds are about to implode, which they are. Their own little comfortable worlds, okay, of I hate Trump and stuff. Okay, it's about ready to implode if it hasn't already. All right, I'm definitely at an hour, so that's the requirement. If it's going to be a swamp tutorial, it has to be an hour. That's that. Why did I get on this subject? I was trying to make a point. The point is, I'm living my best life. And now I'm really living my best life because I have a plan. And even if it never happens, like my whole life, I didn't care if I went to jail. I didn't care if any of this stuff happened. I didn't care if I became a paraplegic. Because as long as I could blink an eye and write something, I was going to write a novel, just blinking my eye, which is what I really want to do. At the very end, I could just always write. And now it doesn't matter what happens. I could always try to become a comedian. There's all sorts of comedy places around here. I know I could be good at it. I think I might enjoy it. But I'm just trying to figure out what to do when I'm done with all this stuff. And I am. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say was, I'm done with it when I cannot make peace. Like Kelly and Trump, these guys are special in that they're able to make deals and not like they're going to be fine. I can't. I'm too much of an attack dog. So that, the next generation comes up. Like even the very person, there's a judge who was gay and she was older than me by 10 or 20 years. And she would be an attack dog against anybody who looked like they were homophobic. So baby daddy, who's a smart gay guy, painted me as a homophobe to her, and then she came on the attack and she abused my kids. She took them away from me. She threw me in jail a bunch of times because in her brain I am homophobic and therefore need to be attacked. Now, bully for her in her day, she had to be like this to make it openly gay. She was openly gay a long way before even I am still not openly gay with my own family. So it takes some courage, and they know I am, whatever. Your family knows when you're gay. But still, I don't. Anyway, there's a courage there, and she had it. At the same time, she's abusing me, so I can't stand her. And there reaches an age when I needed to be what I am right now. But when the next generation comes up and you tell them, oh, you have to hate men, like all the next generation, all these feminists, oh, the men are doing this, the men are doing that, and you have to do that. And they look at you and go, what the hell's the matter with you? I'm not experiencing that, or because they don't recognize it. And you get mad at them for not recognizing it. Then you need to go and be put out to pasture and retire. And I realize this in me. I know when it's time to retire. I'm almost there. Like, it's time for me to back off, except now I'm still trying to protect my boo. But I'm going to back off, and it's time for me. I've written everything. I've done everything. It's time for the next generation whom are all going to label me as homophobic. All the younger ones are going to look at me, and they can't stand me because they think I'm homophobic. And it's fine. Good for them, because that's the next generation. And I am, of course, I am afraid of the closeted gay Nazis. But that's going to become moot in the next generation. Good thing, because there's less homophobia, and they're going to defend I don't know. Anyway, it just feels like once I've accomplished what I have, I'm too far gone to be of any kind of help to the overall cause, because I'm too old and I'm too set in certain ways. Like, and I realized that my It's almost 8 o'clock, but I realized this, and I'm trying to go out to pasture. Like if I'd become a comedian, I would have to change my name, and it would be okay to be funny then and try to make fun of the way I was. But I can't continue doing what I'm doing, probably, and be of use. Of course I can continue what I'm doing, but I can't be of use. It starts to work against. People who will be of use are people like Trump and Musk and Kelly, because they know how to bridge the other side. Trump wakes up every day, and he doesn't hold the grudge. Every day is brand new. His mistakes from the past days and everybody else's things against him from the past day are all started on a clean slate. And it's just a freaking talent. Like, he's going to be able to, he really is going to be able to mend with the Nazis and all these people, because he can make a deal with them. For me, you can't. For me, the fundamental human rights are not negotiable, and I know that, and they know that. But okay, that's enough. Anyway, I know I'm almost done with this. I'm like an attack dog who is now past their prime. I really did well, and I did what I was supposed to do, but that's gone, and I have to do something else. I don't mind. Whatever it is, whatever the pasture is, but I'm going to do something else. So I'm almost done, everybody. Not because I'm tired. I'm not because of any other reason other than it's not. I feel like it's not advancing the cause anymore. Except now, it feels like everything I'm doing is really advancing the cause a lot, by the most it's ever. Everything I'm saying right now, but past a certain point, then it becomes okay. So that's it. 7:58. I wanted to be done by 8 o'clock and get out of here before I get a ticket, which I won't at 8 o'clock. They come around 8:30. But everything's going to be okay, everybody. Hang in there. Living my best life, which is going to change soon. I'm not sure how, but I welcome it. I'm okay with change. For the better, for the worse, whatever it is, it's going to change. And Godspeed to everybody else, everybody getting out the other side in one piece. PACE 7:59. Bye. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Nicolioki. Okay. Oh, actually, I'm going to talk to you tonight. I'm going to do, before tomorrow's Nicolioki, I'm going to do, I got to stop this in 30 seconds because it's 7:59, before 8 o'clock. But I'm going to do Music of the Night, Part 7 tonight. And it could be reading the lawsuit. Bye. Expect that. Bye.